What is the fastest possible way to get 1 billion coins in skyblock? Normally it would take an average player many months to get 1 billion coins. But what if we pushed the limits? How fast could we get 1 billion coins from a new profile with no contraband? We are going to be looking at the extremes, so this is not necessarily a tutorial. It's more of a creative thought experiment where we look at things theoretically. So get your juices flowing and let's get into it. The fastest way to get 1 billion coins is actually through fishing. All you have to do is just get lucky and catch one aquamarine dye, which can be caught from any body of water. So we'll start a brand new profile, immediately /hub, and take a right to go to the fish merchant. We will break this wheat here, then trigger the dialogue with the fish merchant so we can sell the wheat and buy the fishing rod. Then /hub again to get close to the fountain where we will cast the fishing rod, and we can pick up the rogue sword while we're waiting for a catch. If we get lucky, we will get the aquamarine dye on the first try. Then we can run to the auction house and sell it. We'll list it as 1 hour auction because listing it as a buy it now would be too expensive, and then we can just disconnect, log off. The last aquamarine dye sold at around 1.4 billion coins, so ours should have no problem reaching at least 1 bill. So an hour later we'll log back on and collect the coins. In less than 1 minute of playtime, we have already gotten 1 billion coins. Now to decrease the real time we could even list the dye at 10 minutes, but that would be a bit more risky. Okay, so it's pretty simple. You just need to catch one dye. How lucky do you have to be to get this dye? What is the drop rate? Well, here's the bad news. It has a 0.000000667% chance, or a 1 in 15 million. There is a higher chance that you get 2 Necron handles in a row. There's probably a higher chance you get bitten by a shark and a vending machine falls on you at the same time. So while theoretically possible, this method is highly improbable, so let's move on to the next one. The pay-to-win method. Now this is a surprisingly effective method. Hear me out. You can use real money to buy skyblock gems. These gems can be used to buy booster cookies which can be sold at the bazaar. So how much real money would you need to spend to generate 1 billion coins? Okay, so one cookie is worth around 6.8 million coins right now, which is actually pretty high. In order to make 1 billion coins, we would need to buy and sell around 148 booster cookies. So how many gems would that cost us? Each cookie costs 325 gems, so to buy 148 booster cookies, it would cost 48,100 gems total. And again, this would get you 1 billion coins. Okay, so we need 48,100 gems, so how much real money will this cost us? This would cost 300 bucks. That's it. You just pay 300 bucks and you have 1 billion coins. So we'll start a new profile, and we will need to unlock the bazaar before we can sell the cookies, which will require skyblock level 7. I created this super optimized route which will take 1 hour and 20 minutes if done very fast. It consists mainly of doing quests, getting skills, and unlocking collections. I'm not going to go over the full route, but if you want it, here it is. So around 1 hour and 20 minutes in, the bazaar will be unlocked, so we can buy our 148 booster cookies from the community shop and then bring them to the bazaar where we will sell them. This might take like 3 minutes. So in 1 hour and 23 minutes, we have made 1 billion coins. Absolutely crazy. Sure, selling this many cookies may cause a drop in cookie prices, but that's fine. Just spend another 100 bucks to cover the price drops. Now here's a note on fire sale skins and a potential time save if you're interested. Now hear me out. If you did work a minimum wage job in California where I live, you can make $15.50 an hour. So to get these 300 bucks, which is worth 1 billion coins, it would only take 20 hours. 20 hours for 1 billion coins. That is 50 mil an hour. Is this one of the best money making methods? Obviously it does depend on cookie prices and how much you're making an hour, but it is not too shabby whatsoever. Now I know some of you guys might not even be old enough to get a job based on these comments, so let's move on to the next method. The bazaar. I'm only bringing this up because a YouTuber by the name of something like that did a near impossible challenge where he made 1 billion coins in 4 days and 8 hours of real time. He bought ingredients for whale bait at a cheap price from the bazaar, then crafted the whale bait and then sold it for a profit when fishing events caused a price raise. Sure, he did play for an average of 11.5 hours every day, but this is by far the fastest way I have seen anyone make 1 billion coins. Now, could this be repeated? Theoretically. Well, I asked something like that and he said, for the average player it could take from less than a week to a few months even. A lot of it is luck, and you need insane knowledge of the game as well. But in honor of something like that, 4 days and 8 hours is the fastest time doing this method. Now it's good to note that the bazaar usually won't be used like this. It's actually going to be used a bit more passively. So if you see an item that's kind of cheap at the moment, just put in a buy order for it, and then when prices raise you can sell it for profit. There are plenty of websites for this as well as for bazaar crafting. They'll be linked below. Like for example, I bought these cookies for 6 mil each and now they're worth around 7 mil, so I I make a nice profit there. Using updates is also a very effective way to make money off of the bazaar. Before the garden update, I put in a ton of buy orders for farming items like crops, and then the garden update dropped. The prices skyrocketed and I made a ton of money. Sure, I had to hold on to the items for a while and it wasn't very quick, but it took a little to no effort, and this is usually how the bazaar will be used, very passively. Alright, so now we have talked about 3 different concepts: getting RNG carried, being rich, or some hard work. Now obviously there are some other approaches. For example, the crystal hollows. You can do a nucleus run by collecting 5 crystals, and when you place the crystals, you get a loot bundle. There's a small chance you get a Devon's alloy, which is worth easily 1 billion coins, which theoretically you could do in around 4 hours of playtime in a little over a day. But a lot of these are just concepts and not necessarily super realistic. If you really do want to just get 1 billion coins as fast as you can, it'll kind of be a mix of a lot of different methods. You'll be using a lot of the bazaar. You can use the forge, which is great for making money in the early game, and then investing in some good gear to do mining or farming will be your best bet. Mining is one of the most consistent ways to make money, and maybe it's not the most exciting, but this is realistically a good way to grind for coins. But now we're straying away from the theoretical and hypothetical, so we'll end it here. Leave a like, join my Discord, we have giveaways, and join my guild in Skyblock. Thank you for watching, and peace out.